Turn off your phone, close the door, put on headphones, get your notebooks out. We are going to write. Hello, Readily friends, and welcome back to the Virtual Writing Academy, where we learn by doing and by writing. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of a special exercise. We've been dealing a lot with change, so I thought that today we will be looking at change from a different point of view. Not dramatic change or second-hand change, but subtle change, because it's the little things, always the little things, that matter the most. As always though, before we begin, for those of you joining us for the first time, this is the way class is going to work. I will give you a time writing exercise, I will shut up, and you will write. Once the time is up, you will stop writing and I will start talking again. Simple as that. And once we're done with today's exercise, we'll meet again and talk about our experiences. There is, of course, a lesson hidden behind this exercise, but I will not tell you what it is until the end. Why? Because, as I've always said, the best learning is done by doing. So, go grab your notebook or open up your writing software of choice. You can minimize this video if you like, I'll tell you when to bring it back up. In the meantime, I'll give you my musical recommendations for this week. For today's exercise, we're going to need something a little personal. Depending on where you think your prompt may be going, I can recommend you 2 writing playlists made by yours truly. If you think your story is going to be heading towards a more tender, happy, emotional, or love-related outcome, I recommend Writing About Love. It's a playlist filled with all of my favorite music to write to, all things related to love. That being said, on the flip side, if you think you're going to be writing towards a more despair-inducing, sad, heartbreaking, you know, all of those wonderful, wonderful things that I love, I would recommend Sorrow. It's another of those playlists by me, and it's filled with all of my favorite tracks for writing those heart-crushing, awful moments, and I fully recommend it. Of course, as always, you can find the links to these playlists in the description below. And of course, if you would like to listen to your own music, you are free to do so. Of course, if you would like to check out the rest of my writing playlists, you can head over to 8tracks.com/mkieran and give them all a listen. That being said, I'm going to give you a little time for you to go get some music rolling, and I'll be here when you're ready to move on. No, go. Seriously. Go put on some music, get ready, I'll be here. Alright, let's do this. What? I'm not actually playing games on the show. You're just seeing things. Welcome back to Max Has Writer's Block, a silly show where I play games and talk about what's been going on. No, I'm not. Get your writing stuff. Just one more game. Okay, yes. Okay. Gotta match all the Pokemons. Match all the Pokemons. Who would have imagined a game about matching Pokemons would have been so freaking... Ah! Is that it? I think that's it. And I think you should be ready. Alright. Oh my god. Okay. You ready to go? I hope so. Now let's dive right in! As always, let me give you the formal disclaimer and let you all know that if you would like to use your own characters and setting for this story, you are more than free to do so. I think that today's exercise is a little bit more effective for starting a new story or giving a new spin or a new chapter, but regardless of that though, if you would like to bring your own characters and setting, you are more than able to do so. Whatever you need to get writing is fine by me. With that being said, let's dive right in! This exercise is called the turning point. You will have 10 minutes to write from the point of view of a character as they partake in their favorite holiday. The catch, they are going to witness something insignificant. Double catch, unbeknownst to them, this insignificant moment is going to change their life forever. Once again, you're going to be spending 10 minutes writing from the point of view of a character as they partake in their favorite holiday. This video is going up in the middle of December, so it's of course the month of Christmas, so I think it will be kind of fitting for your character to experience that event. Otherwise, consider the events of your world if you're writing in a fantasy world or a sci-fi world. Consider that. Make a holiday for them, their favorite holiday, and watch as their life unfolds. Except, of course, that there is a catch. They're going to witness something small, something insignificant, and unbeknownst to them, as characters tend to be, this little thing is going to change them forever. Never, ever underestimate the little things. As I've always said, the ocean is made of droplets of water, and the deserts are made of grains of sand. Little things can change the world. Little things can change your character, even if they themselves don't notice it. Consider this a great chance for you to dive into the mind of your character and find what is it that they consider so insignificant, and watch the shock in their faces as they realize that maybe, just maybe, it was not as insignificant as they once thought. What was it? What is this little insignificant thing? Is it something they said? Is it something they heard? Is it something they gave to someone or something they receive? Only you can decide this, and that is the power of the storyteller you hold within you. Of course, as always, let me give you the first line. This story begins like this. If I had only known. Now go, writerly friend, and never underestimate the little things. Instead, today, give them a moment in the spotlight and see through the eyes of your character how they can change a person's life. 60 seconds remaining. Alright, time's up! Pencils down, fingers off the keyboard! If you minimize this video, please bring it back up. Let's begin first with taking a deep breath, because your brain loves oxygen, so let's give it a little some, okay? Why all of this? I got a question a little while back. I think it was near the beginning of NaNoWriMo. That's why it took me so long to get through answering it, because I was busy doing NaNoWriMo. But it was a question about, Max, how do I know if my characters have changed? And I think that is one of those questions where you don't know they've changed, you see them change, you witness their change through the story. And I realized that at times, our characters do change over the story, but we don't realize it because we're immersed in it. And that's good, but I find that there's still doubt and there's still hesitation, so I wanted to create these exercises as a way to push you, my writerly friends, into the seat of a writer having to write change. Direct change, subtle change, or simply just secondhand change. And that's good. As I mentioned in the previous video, I find that because change only tends to happen at critical points in the story, you don't get that much practice in it. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to practice a little more. And maybe now, 3 exercises after, or if this is your first one exercise into it. I do recommend you go back and check the previous 2 as well, because they deal all with change. But with these exercises under your belt, I hope that, if anything, you've been able to witness it firsthand. Because ultimately, writing is about empathy. It's about being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and understand what is going on with them. Not large amounts of empathy, but simply just the idea of putting yourself in someone else's head. And if anything, I would like to think that these exercises have enabled you to write the change. And once you're able to acknowledge it and see it for yourself, everything else is easy. I understand that a lot of people who are getting started, who are in the middle of writing, may think to themselves, oh no, my character's not changing, oh, my character's not growing as a person, and ultimately, I think that is a disjustice to your story. I've said this a million times, let your story grow and follow your characters. I think that more often than not, the change is out there, and the change is coming, and it's just a matter of having a little patience and following along. Why do I think this? I think this because stories revolve around change. I think it's really hard and almost inconceivable to come to terms with a story that doesn't revolve around some form of change, or reflection on change, or foreshadowing of change. Change itself is the element where drama comes from. Change is simply another name for conflict. And of course, I wanted this exercise to make one final point, and that was that change doesn't need to come from big, overarching things. It can come, as I mentioned in the first one, episode 16, that change can come from witnessing someone else changing. It doesn't have to come always from the South. And with today's exercise, now you know that it doesn't always need to be big and dramatic. Little things can change us. And personally, I find that change comes in the story. Change happens. It's just a matter of following the characters and trusting in them. Because if you stop to question your story, if you stop to second guess yourself, you're taking yourself out of the story and ultimately not writing. If anything, I want to empower you, my fellow writerly friends, to trust in your story. See where it takes you. And if you are ever feeling like you need a little push, because sometimes we need so, and that's okay. We are not perfect creatures. If you need a little push, episode 16, 17, and 18, this episode, should give you a little hand. If you ever need a moment where you need to test your characters or test yourself and your writing skills, these episodes will forever be here. So, I hope that helps. That being said, without me banging into my desk, with that being said, I am pretty much done with character change for the moment, unless somebody makes a really good point in the comments, which, you know, leave comments. That being said, if there's anything you would like me to talk about next, any other writerly problem you would like me to tackle in a writing exercise, please leave it in the comments below or send me a message through Tumblr. Either way, it's exactly fine by me. I want to get back into making more virtual writing academies, so send me your thoughts, your opinions, and your ideas, and I will absolutely love to hear them. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you'd like more. Of course, if you'd like even more writing advice, positivity, and prompts, head over to my writing blog over at maxkieran.tumblr.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was entertaining, this mini-series of character change. I had a blast making them, and I hope you had a blast writing along with me. That being said, I want to thank you for watching, thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I will be seeing you soon. Mwah! So, someone was asking me why do I keep playing with my fan, and that is because I love making the single fan joke, but aside from that, it's because I kind of wanted something to play with while I'm recording, and I thought of having a ruler, but that kind of seemed lame, because it implies certain things that I don't feel too comfortable with, but I don't know, the fan feels so much better, and I've been playing so much with it that I've developed my fan moves, and I don't know, it's kind of funny and dorky. Funny and dorky? I could never be those things.